We still get to see them play, but it's very sad, of course, that we have to see one of them go home. They have gone a long, long way here. And again, this is the last hope for these two.
No!
Oh, what? What? They just walk out there. Dubstep! They're just walking out and killing things. What is this? What are we? This is the pistol round from BREN? No way. Asarai, what on earth is... What are we seeing here? Okay, Elmimore. He's got to bring things back. Bring a little bit more of balance to the universe, but Dubstep's already 3 kills ahead. He's got 3 kills in the pistol round. Where? This is something... Okay, he gets gravity well too, and that's... What a way to go. I am floored.
They were expecting maybe a slow play from BREN on the defending side. But this is actually a super smart thing, right? Because the default style of how you play ASCENT when you're on the defending side is there's going to be a one-way smoke on A main, and there's probably going to be 2 pistol arrows that's going to be playing there. But they went the opposite direction. They went with their only duelist and a little bit of support on B main, and that was the worst timing for Natsalorant, who was just peeking out with his pistol, his turret. But that's going to be a great shot from Elmimore. This is something that Alter Ego really like to do. And well, this puts us into a 4v5, but Alter Ego, they now have themselves a couple of weapons, a couple of marshals. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, that's... You know, Elmimore has just been, honestly, the #1 Marshal/Sheriff player, I think, on this entire Alter Ego team. And that's a very high bar. Because Alter Ego always somehow... All of them, they're also very good on these eco weapons. But now, question is, will they be able to, yet again, steal another eco win away here? They have been very good at them before. But with Borkum just around this corner, will not expect Natsalorant in the smoke. And that's a free Spectre to be picked up here in this 3v3. The Spencer gets a tag on. Natsalorant does go down. 26 HP on Berserk. It's going to be a tough round with a Marshal. He gets spotted out around this box here. And it's going to be a nice finish right there onto Wits. From Wits, rather. It's going to be traded out by Tebatol. Still 1v1 and Dispenser with the hold. Very much, I'd say, a risky round for BREN. And that got way too close to call and way too close for comfort, as they lose 3 of their members on the anti-eco.
Those are some nasty shots from Elmimore. I think the panel also brushed up on this, that Haven, and we all know it already, Haven is the map for BREN, but this bigger, more, I guess, spacious map that is ASCENT is allowing Elmimore, I guess, to flex his motions a little bit, his aim a little bit better.
You mean
and he's
smaller?
been hitting a couple of shots. Is it?
It's smaller.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you can flex out a little bit here better. Even if it is just 2 sides. Oh, more! Cold as ice! Oh my goodness. They are just ripping through them, aren't they, Yulu?
That took a minute, but in the end, okay, BREN eSports, they're gonna go down. These guys, man, they are just going at it tooth and nail. Those couple of shots from Elmimore. By the way, Elmimore was also that player who in the previous game here, I think it was in the group stage, where he just got a ridiculous triple kill with a Guardian. He is... Look at that. Just the taps. That one took a minute, but got there eventually.
Yeah. When you talk about aim demons for Alter Ego here, you might think about Berserk, but I think Elmimore is just the cleanest of them all, because he can just translate his aim in any agent that he likes. On the other side for BREN, it's probably going to be Dubstep. These are one of the 2 heavy honchos for either side that has allowed for a lot of spicy moments. In any case, Dubstep will get flashed away here. He still has a dash, if ever, but he doesn't want that. He doesn't need it, as he's lining all these targets up. 2-to-1 exchange. Well, who got that sail better into their hands? Well, it's BREN.
Yeah, no chance for heal. Tebatol can't really heal yourself there, man. It's nice to try. Hopefully, you know, maybe sometimes. When Natsalorant here, we'll be getting a nice opening pick onto Borkum. A site very much in question, as the inquisitive push towards A short gives him a very exclamatory statement here, as dispenser only to hold it right now. It's good for one hold right there, but it's also going to be another trade on the board. Now, they know Jesse Vash is a B player, but they don't know how close he is just yet. With that Odin, he's been very dangerous. He's been very deadly. How many rounds has he won just with the wall bangs alone? The recon dart goes out, doesn't spot anybody, and that's going to force Jesse Vash to fall back, all the way back. And I love this play here from Valorant. He's going ahead and securing as much real estate as he can, just to make sure that he has good positioning and that he can't get instantly melted the moment that he drops the spike or he plants the spike. Now, it's still a 1v1, and Jesse Vash with the Odin, like we said, one of the best players that we have on the Odin. Yesterday, he got a 4 kill on it, but that was basically the highlight of BREN's entire performance on their Ascent map yesterday.
Vash still has the Sova drone and the recon dart. There is no corner that Valorant should be able to hide, but maybe Vash is not going to be privy to that. Gets spotted. 1v1 Nats. He's taken away his turret so many times, but he hasn't get punished for it. For the second, no, he will.
Oh.
Rather unfortunate for Valorant. He almost played that to perfection. As you mentioned, he was squeezing the timer just to make sure that Jesse Vash was not creeping up. And same could be said from Vash there, but in the end, he just said no. Well, he's saying no to Wits,
That's
but
Wits.
he's saying no to his opponent as well.
No, Wits. No. But how many times will Jesse Vash just be allowed to clutch these rounds here? There was a lockdown as well from Valorant, and I'm a little bit concerned that he didn't actually go ahead and decide to use it. I think in one of those, I think in that round, it would have been a very good investment to actually go ahead and utilize it. Probably erring to the side of caution would have been the answer for that one, but instead he goes and tries to play that 1v1, ends up paying the price for it. And fortunately, Alter Ego have still enough money to go into another round here with full utility and full weaponry in their arsenal. Berserks will be spotted out, almost catching the head. As Dubstep will pull out the Blade Storm, can't get out. Dispenser's there to bail him out, though. And that's going to be Borkum with another crossbar towards mid, and very good mid control is exchanged for the A site here. But it's still 3v2. They might not expect Fat Penguin, who's already crept up close. A beautiful flash, but still a better response.
Oh, no.
It's now a 1v4, and he's just dead to rights here. They know. There's just no way he gets out of that alive.
They triple swung him. So there's not really much that he could do there, unless maybe there was an instance that they line up for a split second and he got like a Colat headshot, but
on 3, I doubt it, though.
Yeah, exactly. I know it was a wild scenario if ever it did happen. The problem now for Alter Ego, I think, is they're just not expecting BREN's bailout. They have somebody always at the back. For example, Dubstep can't convert a kill. He will always just have somebody like Dispenser or let's say Wits that will follow up and seemingly pick him from that spot and keep him safe. And this catches Alter Ego off guard because it happens so late that all of their reactions, all of their focus is all on Dubstep or any member of BREN there. And it has caught Alter Ego so off guard. And BREN have been doing this dip in, dip out style to utter perfection. And it has caught them so many times in a lot of rounds as well.
That's what I really like about the BREN play style right now. And what's cool about it is, so whenever Dubstep goes into an advanced position, it's normally a place he can dash out from, right?
Yeah.
And the problem with that is, oh wait, hold on. Oh,
second
no.
whiff.
That was too big chance. But yeah, going back to the point here, whenever Dubstep goes into a position that he might not be able to get out of, he's got his teammates to rely on to be his buoy, to be, you know, the lifesaver that keeps him alive for a little bit longer and allows him to clean those rounds up. Now it's Alter Ego, and they've been doing this strat a lot, you know, even in their games yesterday. Where they did this against Boom too, where they would run this mid push and they'd get through, and then they'd take CT spawn, and then collapse onto either B or A from there. This is something that BREN are fully aware of. This is something that BREN will have research and they'll know how to address if it comes to it. And you saw that in the previous gun round there, Asarai. The way that they fought so hard for B at the risk of giving A, that's what they wanted. As long as they didn't lose mid and have the opportunity to rotate to B or A cleanly, is a very big win for that defensive side. It's a much better payoff than giving up mid and then being separated from one another, unable to rotate from A or B.
Because again, you'd probably think, if you're in that situation with how you look at the game, it might not be the most optimal way to play, but because of how well these teams can react and read where opponents could be, becomes a tool that they can utilize. And I think that's 100% would agree with you on that regard. Now, it seems like there is going to be just a tech timeout. It is what it is. It does happen from time to time. But BREN have been at a point where I think Alter Ego now are how do you say this? They're looking a bit afraid at how they kind of take these fights. Also, just going to point it out, for some reason, Alter Ego's rifles all have the same color palette. That shows their camaraderie, bro. Just saying.
I'm starting to build a little bit of a theme of my own when it comes to my skins. Yeah,
Blast X Phantom for life, but there's
That's
no
you.
Vandal that can like match with it. Maybe a glitch pop Vandal, but
no, I'm on that
that's about
Sentinels
it.
of Light, dude. I like the white. The
I
white
should have
and gold
actually bought
skins.
that. I kind of want to refund everything, but I can't. So I'm just looking at these skins and then like, I purchased too
So
many.
many regrets. Now all we can hope to do is get a drop from Viminal.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Vim, if you can hear us, please drop us.
please drop for us every day,
Yeah.
all day for the rest of your life. Thank you very much.
That's true bromance for you. Oh, there it is. The artwork that you can do with your daggers. Look at
We're having a little bit of a technical timeout here, and
Yeah.
considering the fact that it's extended, giving us a little indication that okay, we might be going into a break, or this might take a minute. So, for everybody who's watching at home, this is the perfect time to grab a little bit of a snack, grab some lunch if you haven't had your lunch yet, and some popcorn, and enjoy the rest of the game with us.
So you eat popcorn right after you eat lunch? That's pretty
Yeah.
healthy, bro. No?
You know, popcorn is healthy, dude.
Oh yeah, actually. Because
Popcorn is a healthy snack.
as long as you don't put too much butter. Because there's
Yeah,
like
or
little
salt.
calories on popcorn. Yeah, exactly.
Because the fat is what does you in, man.
That's true.
Like, if
That
you
is
put a
true.
lot of fat, like a lot of fatty butter and a lot of salt, not a very healthy snack anymore, is it?
Yeah, that's
Like, if you put a whole stick of butter in your popcorn. That's kind of how I like
Wait.
it, though. My favorite way to have popcorn is,
What?
like, a lot of butter and a lot of barbecue powder.
Oh yeah, butter is
It's
the best.
Yeah.
Like I don't actually like barbecue powder or cheese powder. Butter, like in its most natural state, and you just melt it and just sprinkle it or
Wait, what? You mean
ooze
you
it.
don't just take a stick of butter and bite it like everyone else does?
What kind of monster are you?
Isn't that how you eat butter with bread?
No.
You just take a bite of the bread and then a bite from the butter.
Oh my.
Yeah. It's efficient.
It's
It's better than keeping your bread in the freezer.
How dare you? Bread in the freezer prolongs its life.
It makes it
all right?
soggy.
Production. Give us
Don't you go
your
crying
thoughts
to
on this.
production. No. This is an argument between you and me. Don't you go crying to production, all right?
I'm not crying. I'm asking for their opinion, all right? Because it's you and me. We're only two even. So we need an odd man out to help us with it. All right. We need somebody to tell us that putting bread in the freezer is fine. And again, if you're just tuning in, guys, it's because we're on technical timeouts. That's why we're not talking about the game, because we don't want it to always just be one topic that's said over and over again.
Look,
since
man, if we're
we've
going to a
said
long
as much as we
technical
can.
timeout, I'm a very long
Aw, I
technical
lost.
timeout. I'm gonna start thinking about food. Okay, if anything goes on for too long, I'm gonna start thinking about food. That's just my base nature as a human being. Probably
is
why I'm putting on the pounds, but it is also the age. What it must be to be young. I'm not gonna go on a full existential quarter life crisis on you right now, Asray. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
try.
yeah, it's okay. That's why we play video games to
Denialism,
distract us.
escapism. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's like back in childhood as well, because you can't get out of your own house, because I
Your
was
room?
pretty much a shut-in. Yeah, my room. I only had my video games with me,
among other things.
among other things, like my Beyblade and my Crush Gear and my Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know, we spent years as teenagers looking for Bay when the only answer was really Beyblade.
Dude, what do you mean? When I was in high school, I was still playing that Beyblade. And
Dude,
then there was,
Beyblade
beat
is
'em.
like coming back, you know?
Exactly.
It's coming back in a big way. Like, people have been making the most high-tech Beyblades that, like, it even starts spinning. It takes the
On
spin
its
from
own?
other people's Beyblades.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, if I had this technology back when I was in grade school, I would have been the coolest kid on the block, dude.
Do you also
Well, I
know
think.
that those spinners that they have, the launchers, right, with the plastic, what do you call
Oh
that?
yeah, they've leveled those up too.
Yeah, it's like it has that mechanism that it just pulls it back, and it's much more efficient. It gets you more spins in as well. See, this is what we need. After VCT Southeast Asia, we need a Beyblade competition.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. Now that VCT Southeast Asia is done, and all of
Almost
us
done,
casters
almost
and a
done.
lot of the almost done,
Yeah.
and a lot of the players, I think we should set up a VCT Beyblade League while we wait for the next big tournament.
Yeah, Masters. You know, there's a few days, I think, a week before Masters.
And we
too,
could
so-
shoutcast this. That would be our job because we'd be out of a job in a day.
You can shoutcast. I will join it.
Wait.
'cause-
Oh, I
yeah.
thought I heard that. I thought I heard it. The time ticking on the clock, but it was a
No.
mirage. It was a mirage. A trick of
It's
the
your
mind.
imagination. Seems like we are going to be coming out of this pause in a few more moments, guys. So bear with us just a little bit. And
Play
if
a
you're
Beyblade
wondering, if you're wondering who are these random casters that are
Yeah,
talking
what-
about random nonsense and not talking about Valorant?
We are the look, man. We are the randos of the FPS casting community. That's just it. That's just it.
Yeah.
So,
I want to brand myself as, I kind of know that guy.
but you don't know his name.
Exactly.
Like those
exactly.
actors who you know their face. Like, I've seen that guy in a million movies, but I don't know him. I don't know his name. Like that guy from Back to the Future.
Marty McFly.
I don't know. But
I only know the character.
but okay, here we go, guys. We're gonna continue with the game. We will give you an update on what the hell just happened because we do not know either just yet. Right? Obviously, stay tuned. Here we go. Round number 7, and coming back from that long technical timeout, got a little bit of a minute here to get back into the game as 3 ultimates on Alter Ego and 2 big ones on BREN ESPORTS as well. See how this plays out.
Sorry, I just had to message production real quick that I wanted to fight them with Beyblade now that they argued with me, but that is gonna be Pat Penguin with an initiate on dubstep. Removing dubstep from the equation here, really a big help because Borkham is the only one left on the A side. But can he anchor properly?
Oh,
He gets an equalizer trade. That is good because this turns it into 3 versus 3 on the retake. But the big thing about this for Alter Ego is that they have the necessary tools to make this into their baby. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Natsler, how many times has he been caught trying to just post or plant out his turret and has been punished for it? Rather unfortunate, but that's going to put it into a 2 versus 3.
yeah. Flash is decent. And it's actually good enough for Dispenser to get 1 kill, but that gives information on where Fat Penguin is. Can't win that final duel, though, as Witch will secure the round. Yet again, BREN are going to find themselves in a comfortable lead. This is looking much more like the BREN that we know, and much less like the Alter Ego that was playing yesterday. I don't know if it's because they left the boom boot camp and the power of friendship has sort of dissipated a little bit, but it doesn't seem like Alter Ego is as crispy or as spry as they were. Maybe it's just not their day.
It seems like it might not be. Again, that steam that they had might have all been expelled already from yesterday because they stretched, and I mean fought tooth and nail, clawing, gnawing, gashing, biting, just doing everything to keep themselves in this tournament. And they could still bounce back. But the big problem to this it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. We'll see if they can, though. I don't want to sound like a spoil sport for Alter Ego here, but we cannot deny the fact that it's 1-6 right now. They're getting the entry frags, they're finding the openings to the sites, but it seems like they can never really survive out of that post plan. It's either being caught off guard, like with what happened to Natsalaran. It seems like Natsalaran has been the kind of victim of this. He's been the one that needs to be alive to set the utilities, to set the traps and whatnot. He even is put into 1v1 clutch scenarios, but BREN just keeps seemingly is his kryptonite for this best of 3.
Yeah. But, you know, there's multiple kinds of kryptonite.
Get out of my way.
So,
that is also true, but...
Yeah. Just wanted to point out there is a pink kryptonite. Google it. Oh, that's a big miss right there from Dubstep. Almost gets punished. Taking out a 30 HP, nowhere for him to run to and heal as Tebatol gets a great pick onto Borkum, and that's a follow-up by Berserks. Now that's the A side completely open and left unguarded here, but can they re-garrison themselves up here and manage to take it back? Berserks will miss those blades. That's gonna allow him a little bit of opportunity here with that dash out to secure some form of map control around this heaven area. It's a 3v4 retake. And with all these ultis coming from Alter Ego, this is one thing that I want to know as well. Why are Alter Ego so hesitant to use those ultimates? A lot of the rounds, they come way too close for comfort because of their hesitance and their reluctance to be able to use those ultimates. It happened in the previous games. And this is fortunately for them, one of those rounds where it will not necessarily be needed or called upon.
Well, raining bullets from up above. Jesse Bash gets spotted. That gravity well will keep him actually safe. It sucked him right into cover. He's just going to pop as many shots as possible. I don't think he's going to be able to escape this.
Fine, I think.
Oh, just barely. Timing is perfect, but this is where Alter Ego finally find their mark. They just try to overwhelm with numbers. It works out in the end, and that nice little catch onto Dubstep for the first time in this game opens up some possibilities because he had to rotate somewhere. He couldn't get a quick enough heal from Wits because Alter Ego didn't miss a chance to go for that heavy punish. They knew that even if they can take the damage, put the damage on Dubstep, they can put the pressure somewhere on a different part of the map because of the fact that if Wits is on A, he has to go all the way around to B, meaning it could be weaker for them. So maybe these reads could have been coming out from Alter Ego, but we'll see how this goes. They're still up against BREN that can buy moving forward into this round.
Yeah, well, here we go, guys. It's going to be another full gun round coming in as we continue on into game number 2. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the lower bracket, and it's the lower bracket final with BREN Esports going up against Alter Ego. But here we go. It's that mid-take that Alter Ego love to do. BREN Esports, they are aware of the possibility, so they go for an aggressive pick towards B main. This opens up avenues for them to hold on to B, but it cuts off their rotation here towards A. Now, they have invested 2 players on it, and Borkum, he's going to get fully blinded. And somehow he gets bailed out. The crossfire with him and Wits just so dominant. And Borkum yet again finds another. That's Tebatol left all alone. 1v4. He finds a nice follow-up right there. But Jesse Bash letting it rip right there with the Odin and getting BREN their 7th round.
That's all you really want with Odin there. Just to be able to rip one out with it. And as you mentioned, that crossfire, the gravity well, there is some element of shock and awe for Alter Ego here. But the big problem is it seems like BREN is not getting shocked, and the awe is just, oh, that just does not work out well for us, is coming out from Alter Ego and their voices. This is not looking too hot, and this defense side favors BREN so much. Berserk's able to at least survive, not even get tagged. So that's a helpful thing in his regard. Dubstep trying to run away. I'm wondering if Elmi Moore will try to use his ultimate for this.
Dubstep gets tagged twice by...
Yeah,
sorry, but yeah, Dubstep gets tagged twice by that recon, and that feels the worst when the Aldron tags you twice. It's like, come on, not again. Get out of here with that.
A bit of cut noise now for Alter Ego. Oh. Yeah, that timing just showed him up. But they still have a minute. So I'm wondering if they're gonna maybe go for another, but as soon as they get spotted by the recon dart, they did not stop, but they have to halt as Borkum is the gatekeeper of the A site. Pay my toll or pay with your lives. Natsalaran, he has an operator, but I haven't seen him clutch with this too hard. at least for today. Maybe yesterday, but not right now, as that's going to be Dispenser dispensing one victim, and we're 2 more for ending this first half. Look at this. Oh my, even through the flash, he gets a third.
Now, looking at the ultimates right here from both of these teams, they have strong ult economy. But you have to note, they've been holding on to these for a minute. And I think the reason for this is that there is... Look, I think it's because they're waiting on each other to use their ults as counter ults. So that might be it. But I do have to point out that Alter Ego, they are in so many rounds behind here. They're in trouble. And they still refuse to lay down those lockdowns, those aggressive Hunter's Furies. Even the Cosmic Divide, they're waiting. They're sitting on them. It's been like 4 rounds now that they've had them. And yet there's still that reluctance to do so here. And what's with another one? Untradeable. But Tebatal has managed to find it. It's a whiff from Dubstep from now, but he's able to get out of dodge. And they're going to be happy here with this 4v5 retake. A lot of ultimate, a lot of utility to be dispensed by not just Dispenser, but the entirety. Both of these teams here, they have a lot to go off of this in this round.
Ooh, the timing! How is that possible? Tebatal was already
And
marking
still they don't use
heaven.
their ultimates.
And he's still not done with it. Maybe they were waiting for the plant on the spike, but BREN not giving him any solace, although... Hold your horses. Elmi Moore is on the case, on the prowl. He's trying to pick himself up a weapon. 45 seconds, trying to at least avert that Sova drone. And he's keeping himself contained, but Jesse Bash is running through.
No way.
And he knows that that thick wall only gets penetrated by the big Odin. And that is just going to be all she wrote. 2-9. 1 more round before we end this first half. And Alter Ego, as you mentioned, they're struggling. No ultimates to be had, but they're also struggling with just the timings and everything.
I think it's just, I don't know. This has got me a little bit aghast, a little bit flabbergasted here, Asarai. 2 rounds ago on the take, 3 rounds ago, 4, maybe even 5, I can't remember exactly. But there were a number of opportunities to make those ultimates successful round conversions, especially with the lockdown. But BREN, they're just holding their own here. They're just holding on to the utility. Finally we have here the usage of the ultimates from both teams, and that's going to be the Hunter's Fury deployed. Elmi Moore's good to find a Hunter's Fury kill onto Borkum. That's going to be a response. Hunter's Fury, and they're going to be definitely finding the mark here, as only a little bit of damage is going to be taken out here. Dubstep will be healed, but the retake does begin here. Lockdown will be used as a counter for this retake, and so will the attacking ultimate.
Oh, is that going to be enough time, though? Let's see if the Shock Dart will actually hit the Killjoy ult, because, well, it will not. And there is a lot of victims here.
5 players detained! 5 players! They're just going to stick it! Asarai, no way in hell this happened! Okay, we're a little bit back into the reality here. Just for a second, you thought it was going to happen, but no. Tebatal, he's keeping things alive here. Witz is the only one left. He has Seekers. He's going to pull them out. Looking for the 1v3 here. He's got the shot on. He knows where both of them are, left and right. That's how he swings. But so does Nats Laurent. And Alter Ego, they claim 9-3. It's a very scrappy 9-3, but they finally find an entrance into this game after getting completely gate-kept by BREN the whole time.
Oh my. 5 detains. You don't even get that in ranked.
Who gets that?
They really kind of almost shot themselves in the foot there, Elu. First and foremost, that was incredibly risky, but BREN had no idea that Elmi Moore was still playing on Hell, so he was able to at least get the punishes on multiple members of BREN trying to waterfall in from heaven. And what kind of at least kept them safe was the fact that it was still out in the open, and BREN, even though there was like 5 detains, multiple members of Alter Ego were very far from getting punished while they were still on lockdown. So there is that net. There's that moment that Alter Ego could capitalize, which they did. In any case here, though, Pistol will be ensuing. Berserk has spotted Dispenser already, but Dubstep making his presence known on market doors, but they immediately pull away. They pull back for now, making a lot of commotion. Maybe looking for some over-rotation here. A little bit of over-expectancy for Alter Ego for that B side. As Jesse Bash comes into A, and a pinch will be pushing through short.
Dubstep, no hesitation. He just goes straight right onto the site here. Nats Laurent, good hold so far. Is able to get 1. Tebatal's good for a trade. But there's still
Spike planted.
3v4 right now as Tebatol. He knows where Dispenser is. Backup is coming, and backup he doesn't need.
Jeez.
Because he wins the duel anyway with 9 HP. He comes out on top, and that brings us to a 3v3. Low HP still on Dispenser. As the time will be taking away Dispenser. We'll get one more. Still, how does he find these kills on low HP? But the double health setup, can they deal with it? And it looks like the answer is going to be a yes! As Alter Ego finally find a pistol and bring it to a 9-4.
We begins. The 3-9 curse ensues, and Alter Ego, it's still not yet over. And there were, even if BREN did win that second pistol, they would still have rounds, but this was so crucial. Now they can start building stuff up. They'll be able to create some economy, bring back the rounds that they lost in the first half, and the damage as well as the hold from Alter Ego, pristine, and the retakes, as you mentioned, from Elmi Moore, just fantastic. We're going to have a quick little timeout once again, but it really was such a big deal that they got that. And immediately you can see straight up into the 3 Spectres. They are not kidding around. They could have gone for 5, but they want to make sure at least they can have like a Hero, Vandal, or Phantom moving into the next. But BREN is a team that sometimes force buys, but they respect Alter Ego enough, and they have some other options, other plans, that they're going to at least go for an almost full save here.
A little bit of a technical yet again here as Aserai. We get to talk about Beyblades again.
Beyblades, Beat a Man, or Crush Gear?
Oh, dude, do not even start this debate. You do not want to get into this with me. Crush Gear was my jam, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Beyblades for real.
Yeah.
Beyblades
The
for
OG
real.
one, though. The OG one is definitely Tamiya.
Tamiya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything more OG than that?
No, like I go back to those days when it was me and my dad, and my dad loves cars, so we'd sort of just build Tamiyas, and he'd sort of help me build them. I mean, he'd build them, and then I'd say it's mine, but really he did all the work because I was too young.
You
But the
never know.
Crush
Maybe
Gears,
you
man,
were,
the Crush
you were a
Gears were cool.
genius.
I was not very smart, so he kind of had to do everything.
I kind of get that. Okay. All right. Well,
there we go.
Okay, never mind. We're back. Okay, thank you. Thank goodness. All right.
So
'cause-
the DC was actually, I think a player dropped out of the server and they had to reconnect him. But now it's all well and good here as we go back into the round. Dubstep,
this
beautiful
is-
catch. But it's going to be in the blender. They go here as Nats Laurent finds a third kill with the turret. Dubstep still raking up those kills, racking them all in as it's going to be the spike. Not yet going down. Dubstep with a backup. Good trade here. Still a 1v2. Borkham's picked up a weapon, and he's clutched. He's been clutched for his team. When he gets spotted out from the behind, though, it doesn't look like it. Has to reload, and that's going to be Elmi Moore with a final blow, the nail to the coffin of Borkham. It was troublesome for a while, but a very good eco round for BREN Esports.
got bullied there just ever so slightly. That was an almost buffet for Nats Laurent. Everybody just lined up right in front of him. He was gobbling him as they were just being served right. But that is, as you mentioned, going to be a clean round for Alter Ego. They actually buy, as I mentioned, the Hero Vandal for Berserks here, and that save will really be crucial because here comes the full force of BREN once again. They bought up fully. They have all the necessary tools to be making this possible. And looking quickly into the defensive posture of Alter Ego here, they put everything that they have on the short, but they don't really need to as Berserks just, again, runs wild, runs amok on mid lane.
Really, what a great shot, and that just makes things so difficult for BREN right now because they're now faced with a tough decision. They have the ball's in their court. They have to get a pick. They have to level the playing field somehow because the weaponry, it's in BREN's advantage, but the numbers AE have it. So what's the play here? What's the call? Jesse Vash looking to start a war through the wall here. And they're throwing everything. It's just like East and West Germany right now. Big throwback, but the wall will go. This wall cannot go down.
How old are you?
Dude, I did not make it for that, all right? I just read history.
I only know the fight for the wall in Game of Thrones. That's about it.
The only wall...
The only wall I've ever known.
The wall in the north.
Well, there is going to be movements here for BREN. It's going to be smooth. It could try to explode. There is the turret spotted already, but there isn't really an alarm bot here. So Wits, knowing this, has kind of crept himself up all the way through the back. Nats Loran has to hit a one-tap, which he does. And this keeps him still contained at the back of the site, but he has to go in. Speaking of going in, Tebatol just charges through Leroy Jenkins styles, and that's going to give us the 6-9. Alter Ego, they're striking back.
What a great flash from Tebatol. Amazing play just to counter off of the I'd say desperate push that BREN Esports had to make in that round. Not a lot of time, and so he capitalized on it. And with an SMG, that's one of the best ways that you can run it. You get ahead of them, you get close, you do it while you're running. And they get themselves a very, very important round against BREN. This is starting to look a little bit worrisome. Only 3 rounds separate these two teams. And BREN Esports, they have been looking like they're slowing down a little bit here. With Elmi Moore finally hitting their shots. This is starting to look like the Alter Ego that we know. Winning ridiculous duels, wide swinging, peaking with confidence. BREN are now, they have to be wary. They have to watch their back because Alter Ego seems like they're waking up and they're getting into gear here.
Definitely are. It's looking quite scared. Elmi Moore, he's looking unhindered, unchallenged. Quick shot from Wits will finally take him out. And it seems like they're going to commit to this fight. They've given the information with these Seegers, with these cabbages. And exactly that. But, oh, the big wraparound. Dubstep's not going to hit anybody now, is he? And Wits, well, he can actually just jump up, go straight onto spawn where Dubstep is, and go to B. But this actually puts him in a really difficult spot. Thankfully enough, he has the Trailblazer to give that information. Maybe Dubstep can capitalize.
They're wondering if there's somebody that's gone short right there. It's a good flash here. And Dubstep could have the timing. Dubstep could get the spot onto Fat Penguin. He lines it up onto 1. And this round just might go BREN's way for now. Good double swing out here. But Berserks smoke off 1. And he doesn't win the duel up against Wits. Up close and personal, that's just where the frenzy shines. And Wits is better for it this time around. And BREN, what a great read. Going for that flank, it just goes to show that BREN aren't all about those fast plays. They're not all about the flashy executes and then just the multi-kill rounds. They can also play it slow, they can play it steady, they can rely and fall back on the fundamentals that have been instilled in them for years and years of playing tactical shooters.
Dubstep's decision to smoke himself out, but rather than going to heaven, actually come back on switch, or door, however you want to call it, was actually a smart decision. Because if Wits did not clutch that situation, Dubstep would not have a good position to actually 1v1.
Yeah, there's no angle on the spike.
Exactly. So you can really see that these tiny movements really do allow, really do show to us how hard, how experienced these players have, how much experience they have.
Oh, lockdown gonna be used here, and they're gonna try to get that lineup. Shot
I don't
dart.
think so, though.
Not gonna break it. It's not gonna break it. They're gonna be able to get through, and that's a big problem. They get the detain onto Berserks. He melts away, but the Nano Swarm gives trouble as well because Elmi Moore, he's got a good hold towards the back of the site. They haven't cleared Tebatol, but they do. The turnaround right there. What was that 180 that we just saw? But look at this Fat Penguin on the back of the site. Has to be the Bastion here for his team, but cannot do it. It's BREN yet again to find another round here. Absolutely clutch plays from the boys in black and yellow.
You might have lineups for the lockdown, but that is the quote-unquote default spots. Teams now, as you see, they just put it slightly to the left, slightly to the right, because they know that 2 shock darts is what's needed, but 2 shock darts in the center is what is necessary to be able to take down the Killjoy ultimates. Really, really finesse, or really a fine line, sorry, more specifically, that allows you to deny or be denied. In any case, Dubstep seems to want to pull the trigger, but takes a full... And a flash right in front of him! The Spencer! Where did that come from? He just dig deep, took a little bit of a breath, and, well, there's just 2 down already for the count. And Dubstep, he's just jumping around. He's looking for targets. Last man standing, Penguin. And Penguin at least waddles just a little bit to victory, but it's a 4 versus 1 with everybody knowing his position, his last location.
BREN this much closer, taking 1 step further to going to Berlin, being the Filipino representative. But they have the Indonesian powerhouse standing before them, and Fat Penguin, He's managed to line them up, but right now he's getting tagged through the wall, 12 HP, and he's got to go, he's got to go! No more room for error this time. He's got to save this up and hopefully play for overtime here because BREN, they've secured map point. BREN are 1 round away from going to Berlin into the grand finals, looking for that rematch against Paper Rex. Oh man, how cool would that be on LAN? On like a LAN, and then he did that and everybody would start like chanting.
Yeah.
One day, we'll get there.
One day. This could be the day, though, because now you were hyping it up beautifully, and we were interrupted slightly by Boricom, but you know what? They're feeling it now. They're feeling it so hard. 6-round deficit, 12 rounds in, match point, as is said by the announcer. AE, they know they have to squeeze as much advantage as they can, and a tactical timeout is just what the doctor ordered. They have all the weaponry that they can want right now to prolong their tournament life, their existence here in the Southeast Asia Challenger, and maybe a sliver, a chance, a silver lining in this road to Berlin. But BREN, as you mentioned, they just looking clean here, Elu. Better than clean. They're Mr. Clean.
Yeah, very shiny at the top and very buff and handsome and nice white shirt.
you put yourself in a really weird spot there, man. I was just saying, like, you know, the efficacy of the Mr. Clean brand really is there, right? I was just saying,
I thought you were drawing a
picture of a bald man.
buff, handsome guy who's just.
To be fair, there's no one bald, and never mind.
Never mind. You know what? Let's go on. All right, here, guys. Match.
I was just about to trash talk.
Shut up,
roster.
Match point.
They're about to win.
Match point here for BREN. Can they go to Brent-Lin? They have it in their name. It's now their namesake. It's been a meme all across the world right here, all across Southeast Asia at the very least. Alter Ego, they want to fight. They have shown that they can make comebacks. But with double swings like this, oh my god, 1 round away, and they found 1 kill. Tebatal to swing from this corner, hiding in this position. He could go absolutely massive, but Dubstep somehow sprays him down, just checking. 3v5. BREN are this close to going on through to Berlin. Can they do it? Can they find the decisive blow? It's looking like a yes with Dubstep on 3 kills. Jesse Vash finds the last, and that's the Spencer. BREN, book your tickets. They're going to Berlin here. The Filipino representatives are gonna go through into the grand finals, awaiting a